that airplane appeared to you to be a pretty good size as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looked like a commercial airplane. It came from the Jersey side, southwest side, coming towards the World Trade Center, very low.
We have now reports on the wires at the end.
Not know exactly what they were, but again, both towers are on fire. Tower 1 obviously suffering the biggest fire from what we can see at our vantage point. We are not able to move to a different point simply because the police have asked us to stay back so they can do the work that they need to do in this general area. They are setting up a general command center, or at least it would be expected for them to be able to do that, to be able to set up a general command center. Now then, high-rise packs are being used here. We have a cascade system, which is used to refill the air bottles. Air bottles carry to 30 to 45 minutes worth of air.
You saw the thing go. This is fucked up.
There's.
That's what they're just saying. They knocked out the transmission.
I wonder what happened to the sprinkler system.
Downtown, the World Trade Center, many of them were inside the building when they felt the explosion. And they say there was just pandemonium. There was no warning, no alarms, no anything.
Fire. They're going to be using the command center. Will be issuing different commands and trying to coordinate this. It's a massive thing that they actually have to coordinate. Now, there's also an awful lot of debris which is falling from this building, so they're obviously keeping people out of this general area, but the debris will be falling. So even people who are getting out of this building have to be very careful as they come out not to be hit by some of the falling debris. That can be just as dangerous as being inside in many ways. But you can see the heat and the intensity of the flame in there.
Chris, do you think they can take this off and maybe take the strip a little bit now?
to 9. Then, about 18 minutes later, there was apparently an airplane, because we could see that from our own sky cams and our Chopper 4 video that went into the second tower, and there was a resulting explosion there.
Hey, Jane, we have another witness on the telephone. Todd Hollerman, can you hear us?
Yes, Ken.
Where are you and what did you see, Todd?
I'm on 330 West 42nd Street. Plane was moving in close, and then it was just boom.
Did you see any insignia on that airplane?
No, I didn't.
And you then saw it hit the tower?
Right.
And any other, reaction? Did you hear anything? Did you see anything when you saw that initial explosion?
No, I'm not close enough to really hear anything, I don't think, but
All are, as we all are. Todd, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and we appreciate your information.
Jane, we just learned that President Bush was in a classroom in Sarasota, Florida, reading to some students. His chief of staff, Andrew Carnes, said, whispered in their ears and told them what was going on. What's going on?
Again, we have not heard from emergency workers on the scene to know the extent of the damage or the injuries at this point. One would have to assume on a day like today, a normal work day in New York City, 9 o'clock in the morning, most of those offices were probably open.
Yes.
And there were certainly a lot of people in those two buildings. They simply cannot bring you any information about what is going on.
had the way of letting reporters know that it's either an appropriate time or inappropriate time to take questions. He does that in many different environments, many different situations. Clearly this morning, with a crowd of children, he wanted to keep an even keel, keep the situation under control as best as possible. He just nodded and said, we'll talk about this later.
Even us as reporters and camera operators look on here in awe of what has happened. One plane apparently crashed into One World Trade, which you see there on the left, and then a short time later.
Here's the president now in Florida. I wonder if everybody knows what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a difficult moment for America. I, unfortunately, will be going back to Washington after my remarks. Secretary Rod Pace and Lieutenant Governor will take the podium to discuss education. I do want to thank the folks here at at the Booker Elementary School for their hospitality. Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country. I have spoken to the Vice President, to the Governor of New York, to the Director of the FBI, and I've ordered that the full resources of the federal government go to help the victims and their families, and to conduct a full-scale investigation to hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act. Terrorism against our nation will not stand. And now, if you join me in a moment of silence. May God bless the victims, their families, and America. Thank you very much.
There have been no claims of responsibility, and U.S. intelligence officials say they had no warning of anything like this coming along.
All right, David Ensor, thank you for joining us on the phone. Once again, you can see that information.
Actually witnessed the whole thing. You were driving east on the...
I heard what sounded like a jet flying very low. I looked up, I saw a blue and white jet, 2 engines, going obviously in the wrong direction.
You were thinking jet, you were thinking 737, something like
Something
that.
like that, a large jet, a large commercial jet, but with no markings that I could identify other than blue stripes on a white plane. It sounded too low. I looked up, it looked too low, going in the wrong direction, and I followed it.
Que horas são, Kenzo?
Já são 7, já são 19 às 7.
Trade Center, and I know you can see it better with helicopters, but you can see it from the ground here as well. The picture that we are looking at, that most of Lower Manhattan is looking at, flames inside the World Trade Center in a huge hole, and we can all see how the flames have spread to upper parts of the building, how it's billowing out of the building, and how the other building is occluded. And everybody from this vantage point is, as Mr. Russo is saying, looking at it in horror, looking at it in fear, worried about yourself, I imagine. Where were you, sir?
Tá caindo? Ah, as pessoas. Olha lá o cara. Meu Deus. Nossa, olha. Olha lá. Morreu no fogo. Olha lá. Estão presos, não dá pra saber. Que triste. Vários vão se jogar. Olha lá, ó, queimando tudo, ó. Ele tá tentando escapar do incêndio. Ó. Foi no andar que ele estava. Que triste.
Why did you stop up here in Soho and then turn around and look at it?
You just have to see what happens. You really know. We're just running from there.
For safety.
The helicopter, they're going to shoot down another plane. We're not going over the water, okay? Okay, no. They're going to shoot down another plane. I do not see it. I'm looking for the other plane. We're looking.
May want to try that out. Let me take a look right now and see how my tapestry bridge camera looks. Bear with me for 1 second, and I'll tell you. Actually, it looks like right now traffic heading into Westchester is moving, but it's at a crawl. Again, at this point, things are happening so rapidly. If you were to leave home in Westchester right now, I can't tell you you'd definitely be able to get into town in another half an hour, 40 minutes or so.
Well, it sounds to me like
Jane, we're just getting a report that there's been an attack on the Pentagon.
Camera just across Lafayette Park, which is north of the White House. The White House is to the left side out of your picture. Maybe the camera might give us some appreciation. But you have no idea, was that an explosion? Did you hear anything?
We did not hear it. In fact, we were trying to figure out from the White House what security precautions they were taking around the White House in the wake of the apparent attacks on the World Trade Center. And we suddenly just saw the smoke rising from behind the old executive office building. We have people on their way there now, but it's like nothing I've ever seen. I mean,
Yeah, Truck 5, this is Chopper 5. No, I can't get a hold of him. I can't get a cell out. I can't get him on the radio, nothing. This is it, you and I.
Okay. Right, because they were asking me about the potential swinging around to the west, but they're close, we're not going to get in there.
Silly Branch, you were there, although this will probably be happening every day when you go. It's like that movie Brazil. Wow, there's a photo for you. Now that there's a player on the mall, you want to say that part of the Capitol that runs the citizens from the Capitol to the White House and kind of a street.
Sirens everywhere, people out on the streets staring at this grotesque scene of the World Trade Center buildings. It was in February of '93, if memory serves me correctly, that there was an attack, a terrorist attack on the World Trade Center. Bomb exploded in the garage of the Trade Center on that day in February of '93.
use every effort he can and that this country can to find out who is responsible and to bring them to justice.
What do you mean? Is it terrorists?
Shop 7, Mobile 15, Mobile 15.